Hey guys. Welcome to my channel. Be ready with the popcorn for the new interesting movie ahead. Watch out and take care. In the 23rd century, a New York City cabbie, Corbin Dallas, finds the fate of the world in his hands when Leeloo falls into his cab. As the embodiment of the fifth element, Leeloo needs to combine with the other four to keep the approaching great evil from destroying the world. Together with Father Vito Cornelius and zany broadcaster Ruby Rhod, Dallas must race against time and the wicked industrialist Zorg to save humanity. The story begins in Egypt in 1914. Unreadable markings on the wall are being deciphered by a professor. The gate of evil is said to open once every 5,000 years. In a different scene, the fifth element is surrounded by the other four natural elements. The priest arrives, listens to the professor speak, and delivers him poison water using language he is well versed in. The professor claims that the strategy for the conflict between good and evil is described on this wall, that he will become famous as a result of this discovery, and that it is bad to celebrate this with water. As a result, he refuses to drink any water. A few aliens emerge from a spaceship that has just landed at that time. They are known as Mondo Shawans by the priest. The majority of them claim that a worldwide battle is imminent and that the Earth is not a secure place for elements to exist. The wall is opened by him using a little key. They removed a statue in the shape of a human being together with four stones that represented different parts of nature. According to the master, when evil returns in 300 years, they will do so as well. As the aliens leave, the priest is given the wall's key. After 300 years, the year is now 2263. A fiery planet in the center of nothingness has revealed itself as the Great Evil. The Great Evil is prepared for a fleet of intergalactic battleships when they show up to investigate the strange sight. The in-charge admiral, anxious, orders the battleships to launch missiles towards the planet. That merely multiplies the size of the globe and feeds it. The space is being assaulted by a military spaceship by a massive ball-shaped object. Talking with the president as its commander, who is in New York in the headquarters. They start shooting into the object, but it becomes only larger and finally destroys the spaceship. The priest, Cornelius, who is present in the headquarters says that this thing is absolute evil. President Lindbergh, the leader of the free world, discusses this new threat with General Monroe of the Federated Army and his science advisors while on Earth. In the midst of this, the Mondo Shawans emerge from space to return the elements to Earth. Unfortunately, they are ambushed and killed by the Mangalores, a race of shape-shifting aliens. They have been employed by Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg, an Earth industrialist, to obtain those stones at whatever costs. General Monroe informs President Lindbergh that the stones were not found at the crash site, but he has it on good authority that the Mondo Shawans gave them to a trusted alien named Diva Plavalaguna who will next perform on the leisure planet of Floston Paradise. Mondo Shawans. They are to exchange the stones for weapons Zorg makes. When Zorg opens the case, he finds it empty, and with no stones for him, there are no guns for them. Zorg detonates a weapon as he leaves, killing many of them. Now, Zorg must do the job himself and he heads. The priest informs the president of this entity, whose aim is to exterminate all life. The Mondo Shawans, the aliens who had kidnapped it, are on their way and will bring the five elements back, thus there is a way out. The Mondo Shawans spacecraft is attacked by two unidentified warships as soon as the president permits it to land. Only one survivor was discovered at the scene of the tragedy. It is brought into the lab, where a human body is created using its components. Red-haired woman is who she is. She speaks in an unidentified tongue as a result of her extreme fear. She is very strong and has managed to break the glass she is kept in and to run away. When police are after her and seems there is no place to run, she jumps down from the high building. Corbin, a former major, is the cab driver. He just has 1 point remaining on his license and is not a very skilled cab driver. When the woman approaches him for assistance, the cops are prepared to remove her. He takes his taxi away with the woman inside after she starts sobbing and pleading with him for assistance. The police vehicle is pursuing them. Corbin succeeds in eluding the police. Priest, Vito Cornelius, the woman in the car exclaims before passing out. Corbin locates this number in the phone book and takes the woman there. After noticing the tattoo on her palm, the priest claims he doesn't recognize her but then exclaims, "The fifth element," and collapses as well. When everyone recovers the consciousness it becomes known that the woman's name is Leeloo. It seems that Corbin falls in love with her. The priest makes him leave. Leeloo is studying the history of last 5,000 years that she has been asleep. The priest asks her where is the box with elements, and she replies that it has been stolen. But there was nothing in that box, the elements are in a person she. In the president's office, one of his top men learns that the stones must be sent to the planet Floston. The performer is a diva by the name of Plava Laguna, and she is scheduled to perform in the hotel on this planet. She possesses the stones. The president demands that their top agent go there. Corbin is the one they must choose. General Monroe arrives at Corbin's cramped flat in another area of the metropolis to inform him that he has been called up to the army once more. He's to travel to the planet Floston Paradise to meet the diva. To fly under the radar, General Monroe rigged the annual Gemini croquet contest to allow Corbin to win. First prize, 2 tickets to the lovely planet Floston Paradise. As Corbin insists he's retired and won't take the job, Leeloo arrives to his apartment too. Corbin is so excited that he quickly hides the general and his 2 assistants to let her in. Because he has heard that Corbin won the competition, Cornelius emerges. In order for him and Leeloo to meet the diva, he needs the tickets. Despite Corbin's offer of assistance, Cornelius knocks him unconscious and snatches the tickets when he turns around to leave with Leeloo. Corbin accepts General Monroe's assignment after he regains consciousness. He arrives at John F. Kennedy International Airport and runs into David and Leeloo just before takeoff. David is pushed aside by Corbin so that Leeloo can be escorted to the planet. There are also 2 Mangaloreans who attempt to pass for Corbin, his date, and one of Zorg's goons. Since Corbin has already boarded, the check-in representative hurriedly seals the gate and departs, believing something is amiss. To break the terrible news to Cornelius, David tracks him down in an airport pub. Cornelius instructs David to prepare the temple in Egypt and then sneaks aboard the space plane before it leaves. Inside the spaceplane, Corbin meets a flamboyant galactic radio personality named Ruby Rod. Corbin will be Ruby's personal guest for the trip and on his show as the contest winner. Major Corbin won 2 concert tickets despite the fact that the concert is very seriously organized and difficult to reach in 4 hours. This is because the authorities rigged the contest. Everybody learns about this. Leeloo steal the tickets while accompanying the priest. Despite the chaos in the airport, Corbin and Leeloo are able to board the ship. They are traveling to Floston. In order to steal the stones, the forces of evil have also traveled to this location. But the Mangalores, the evil creatures, and Leeloo recognizes in them those who had attacked her ship in the beginning of the story. She has to act. Being very strong, she manages to fight them, but there enters Zorg himself. He demands to give him the box with stones. Leeloo throws him the box and jumps up into the ventilation system. He continues shooting up and wounds her really bad, and leaves with the box. They have landed to Floston, but Corbin is getting too much attention because he won the competition, notably from radio personality Ruby Rod. At the concert, he is seated close to Corbin. This does not make Corbin happy. The diva begins to sing, and her voice is stunning. She sings beautifully, and Corbin is equally as impressed. Leeloo is currently waiting for Diva outside of her chamber. There are many Mangalores there, but he eliminates them all because he is an expert agent. Since Ruby's radio translation has been playing throughout, everyone has heard what has happened there. Leeloo is found severely hurt by Corbin. Ruby became aware of the bomb Zorg had planted on the door. The explosion will happen in only 5 minutes. Everyone rushes to the evaluation ships in a hurry as the evacuation process begins. Corbin, Ruby, Leeloo and the priest leave the hotel at the very last minute. They are off to the Earth, to Egypt, where priest's helper, David, is waiting with the key to the wall. The blazing ball-shaped object begins to move in the meantime and travels straight for the Earth. It won't arrive on the Earth for another 2 hours. When Corbin and the others arrive in Egypt, they try to enclose the 5th element with 4 other components, but the mechanism does not function. The priest is unable to make it function. Each stone moves as David sighs and 4 of them stand at each one. They realized that each element represented a natural element, so they blew over one, covered the others with dirt, fire, and water, and then they all opened. But because humans are so harsh, Leeloo does not want to save the planet. Corbin kisses her and attempts to persuade her that there are things like love that are worth protecting. When the ball was 100 kilometers from the surface of the planet Earth, a ray of light rushed from her right into it and stopped it. The president himself would like to thank Corbin, but he and Leeloo are currently having physical intimacy and aren't in the mood to talk.